Good morning once again. Welcome back to Planet Doug. It's about 6:45 on a Monday morning, and I'm sitting on my scooter. And the idea for this morning is to go for a day trip to a place, a lake, Maninjau. It's quite a special place. It's about 35 kilometers away from here, where I am in the village. So my plan is to go there, look at the lake, and then come back again. And it's a little bit of a race with the sun and against the rain, because I think it's going to be sunny this morning up until maybe noon or something like that. So I thought about going there, spending a couple of nights there, but with the weather the way it is, it doesn't seem worth it. So I think it's going to be sunny this morning. It's still a bit overcast now. It's so early, but I'm going to ride there, take about an hour and a half maybe to get there, explore the lake area for a couple hours, and then ride back again, and hopefully get back here before the rain starts. So that's kind of the goal for today. Lake Maninjau is quite special. It's a caldera. So it is basically a volcano that erupted about 52,000 years ago. So this massive eruption, kind of just exactly like Lake Toba. So 52,000 years ago, this volcano erupted, and then the crater that was left behind filled with water. So now the Lake Maninjau, it's quite a large lake, 17 kilometers long, I think, or 18 kilometers long, 7 kilometers wide, and average depth of about 100 meters. And a key thing about this lake is that to go down from the lip of the crater to the lake itself, you go down this road, and it is the road of 44 curves. So there's like 44 switchbacks taking you all the way down to the lake. So I'm not going to go to the lake right away. I'm going to get to the lip of the crater before you go down, and then there's another road you can follow that leads to a lookout point. And I'm going to go to the lookout point first, and maybe 2 or 3 lookout points. This road stretches along the ledge of the crater, and then I'll go down the 44 curves. I'm saying all this now without driving, again, because it's kind of a new scooter to me, new road conditions, and I don't want to be too distracted as I'm riding first thing in the morning. So getting all this information out of the way. And of course, I have a new mounting system for the GoPro that I'm testing out. I'm pretty pleased with it. Seems to be the best system so far, because I now have the GoPro, this one, mounted farther ahead. Like right now, it's farther than my fingertips, and it's more centered on the scooter. And the way I'm able to do that is with a combination of the GoPro 3-way grip. The new version, the 3-way grip 2.0, mounted with some claws, and let me show you what I've got set up. So this is the setup from the side. This is the GoPro 3-way grip, and the key thing about it is it has 2 hinges, one here and one here, so I can, instead of sticking straight out, I can angle this and then angle this to get the GoPro at the right height. And at the top, it has a ball head, like a tripod ball head, so I can move the whole GoPro in any direction, forward, backward, left, and right. And the key to this whole system is over here, where I have a claw, a clamp. This came with my Insta360 cameras. I bought 2 of them, so I've got 1 claw attached to the motorcycle grip, then an extension arm, and then another claw that's holding the base of the 3-way grip here. And then I have the whole thing attached to the mirror stock. Right now I'm just using an elastic band, but it seems to work really well. So anyway, the whole thing came together quite nicely, I thought. So the only issue is whether these hinges can handle the bouncing on a rough road, and whether this is too flexible, because you can see it's got quite a bit of give in it. But anyway, that's what I have set up. And I'm not set up for staying overnight. I just have a day pack and then some tools and things, rain covers in the seat. So let's hit the road. All right, here we go. Helmet on. The one thing I'm still feeling out of control with my GoPro system is the microphone. And yeah, because the microphone is here, but when I lower the visor, and I kind of have to lower the visor, it echoes my voice, and it seems to do weird things to the audio, but I'm not really sure about that yet. So now, yeah, my voice sounds really weird in my ears. I feel too closed in. This helmet is too much helmet for me, and I'm not sure what it does to the microphone. But yeah, let's go. Speaking of rain, it rained last night. I mean, heavy rain. Just a torrential downpour. Seemed to go on for a long time, which made me worried about today. But who knows? I may get lucky. So if there are any dirt roads along the way, they're going to be muddy. No question about that. Okay. Gonna have to double check my GoPro by the time I get down to the street. Make sure everything is staying in place. I don't know about the sunshine. The clouds are covering all the volcanoes, and I don't see any sun yet. One strange side effect of my camera mounting procedure, pretty much every system I tried to come up with, the grips got in the way of the turn signal controls. So I have to think about how to get to the turn signal with my thumb. It's not an automatic thing. And as you can see, I'm wearing a jacket. Hello. It's pretty cold this morning. I wouldn't normally wear the jacket even when it's this cold, because I know it's going to warm up. So I'm just going to have to take it off anyway. But preparing for the rain, I packed, this is a rain jacket, so I packed the rain jacket. Since I'm bringing it with me, I thought I might as well put it on anyway to start the day. And I still have a pair of shorts on as usual, so my legs are pretty chilly. Wow. One thing though, when the rain comes down as hard as it did, it does clear out the air. So when there is a view, it's very clear right now. Yeah, I still hate these mirrors. Every scooter I've ever had, the mirrors, they just show me a beautiful view of my arms. You know, I see my arms really clearly, but to see the road behind me, I have to sort of suck my elbows in. So the mirror placement is terrible. And I really like to monitor the traffic coming up from behind me, but it's really hard to do. The views of Mount Singalang. Can't see the top of it, covered in clouds, but the parts that I can see, super sharp, super clear. Air is very clean right now. I'm down at the main road right now. It's going to be very busy with a lot of scooters, kids riding to school, or parents driving their kids to school. And I could have stayed on the main road, but I recently learned about this shortcut. It's a beautiful, beautiful shortcut. This is the road that I took up to the lookout point. And if you go straight ahead, that very steep road, that goes to the lookout point. And but if you turn right, which I just did, this road goes off through some beautiful countryside and then links up with a larger road. So anyway, this is a little bit of a village countryside shortcut. And I remember this being a very beautiful area. And of course I get to stay off the main road. And again, going very slowly. You've got little kids here all over the roads. They're, getting grab scooters to take them to school. Grandmothers taking them by the hand. They're running out onto the roads. So, but yeah, look at that scene. I mean, is that not? I have to stop here for just a second. Look at that scenery. And the sun is behind me, so it's lighting it up perfectly. Those houses on a hill. And then looking off in that direction, the rice fields. Just gorgeous. I'm hoping the GoPro on my chest harness is picking up some of this scenery ahead of me nicely. Yeah, look at that. Look at that scenery. And up ahead is one of the main features of this shortcut. You go by a very large tabak. You can see it off in front of me there. A very large pool of water. Sungai Tanang, I think it's called. I can see that on a sign up ahead. But it's one of these places, I think it's quite busy on Sundays. Families gather here. Yeah, it's connected with this mosque, Masjid Jami Sungai Tanang. But any type of water makes any place better. Whether it's a lake, a pond, a stream, a river, whatever it is, or a tabak. And up ahead, there's a T intersection. I turn left here, and then this road should take me all the way, almost all the way to the lake. Oh, wow. Huge amount of traffic right there. And that's all the traffic I managed to avoid by taking that shortcut. I've stopped at an intersection for a trip update. Yeah, it's not looking good. I don't know what's going on. All the weather forecasts, they really were calling for some sunny skies, but as soon as I left from the village, clouds just came roaring in from all directions, so it's nothing but gray. And now all the weather forecasts are calling for thunderstorms basically all day. But the lake is not that far away. The intersection that I'm at, this direction goes all the way down to the coast to a town called Pariaman. And then from there you could go to Padang. Sort of an alternate route. I remember a van I took to the airport took this route during Ramadan because the main highway was restricted to one-way traffic. And I remember we came this way and turned left. I'm going straight and heading towards the lake. And I guess I'm not going to get the beautiful views that I was hoping for. But, well, what can you do? It's that epic struggle between me and the weather gods, because when I was in Bukittinggi staying at a hotel, I stayed in hotels for 3 days or 3 nights just to use Wi-Fi to upload YouTube videos, and the weather was gorgeous every single day. Beautiful, clear skies, sunny, and that's what gave me the idea to rent a scooter. So of course I rent a scooter, but as soon as I rent the scooter, as soon as I have it, the thunderstorms come back. So the weather gods laid an ambush for me, and I fell right into it. But from here, it's about 10 kilometers to another turnoff, and I believe it's 10 kilometers of, whoa, hello, kitty. Little kitty cat. You better stop. There's a tiny kitten on the road, and I don't know, we'll see if we can get it off the road at least. I don't know what else to do with it. So it's definitely going to get run over. Hey kitty. Come here. Come here. Oh, what are you doing? Where's your family? I hear somebody. As I mentioned before, they have a lot of hunting dogs here. And they walk them in the morning, like these 2 dogs right here. And they saw that kitten and they really wanted to go after it. Hello. Oh, hello there. There's a tiny... Whoa, where are you trying to go? So here's another little creature. Beautiful black one. He's a mountain climber. I don't know where it wants to go though. Probably related to that other kitten. Oh. Well, there isn't a whole lot else I can do with those kittens other than adopt them and take them with me. I moved them to the house there and got them off the road because they were definitely going to get crushed. They just seemed to have this instinct. They wanted to run out onto the middle of the road, and then they crouched down and they were just going to get run over. So I got them off the road, but it's about all I can do for them, really. and hopefully the family there takes care of them, or the mother finally finds them. But man, what a crazy, dangerous road this is in terms of the traffic. Whew. Yeah, here's some of the scenery here. Very hilly. And the road goes down into that valley. This looks like a viewpoint for us tourists. So let's stop and take a look at the view. So there's the viewpoint. So they have a couple of restaurants here. Panorama Sungai Landia is the name. Gorgeous. Look at that. Even on a cloudy day, misty day. Who knows, maybe it even looks better on a misty day, more atmospheric. But yeah, I do wish there was sunshine. Feels like this would be the kind of place where there'd be a lot of monkeys, but I don't see any monkeys here. You'd think they would climb up to the road and get food from all the people driving by. All right, continuing down. The local people that are familiar with this road must have a lot of fun riding its length because they know all the curves, where all the potholes are. So they would, and they're not worried about taking in the scenery, so they can just ride and go through all these curves. Well, I've often talked about how I'm very poor at decision making, and I'll do something, choose to go somewhere or do something, and it turns out to be the absolute wrong thing. But occasionally I do something like rent this scooter, and it turns out to be absolutely the right thing to do. It's so amazing to have this scooter right now. You know, sure, the weather is not the greatest today, but to be out here on this road on a scooter is pretty amazing. Well, I've reached another intersection, and there's a road going behind me that goes to a bunch of viewpoints, but I noticed on this side of the road there seems to be a viewpoint perhaps over the lake. So I might be getting my very first view of Lake Maninjau. Let's see. Still very, very cloudy and misty. Oh, wow. Again, it always strikes me as so funny. These places, from my perspective, are never well marked. Like, I did not see a sign on the road at all that said, you know, anything in Indonesian or English, viewpoint this way, and I would have skipped by this. The only reason I saw this place is because I pulled over to the side of the road to look at Google Maps to confirm I wanted to go in the other direction. And if I hadn't stopped, I never would have known this place was here. But this is definitely worth turning off the scooter, parking for a minute, maybe even getting a bowl of noodles and enjoying the view, because there it is, Lake Maninjau. Wow. Much bigger, much more dramatic than I expected. Seriously. All right. So there is the view. and a little bit of blue sky. I mean, I wish it was brighter sun to really see this clearly, but I'll take what I can get. Yeah, it's a lot colder on the road as well than I expected. Much colder, so long pants would not have been unwelcome. My legs are frozen, little blocks of ice. But man, look at that. Much more dramatic than I expected, the caldera. Only thinking about the eruption that created something this big. But all I can do is ponder the force of the eruption. And Lake Toba is actually quite a bit larger than this. The man I was just speaking to, he kind of said, he kind of dismissed Maninjau. He says, not so nice. He thinks Toba is better. But man, this looks amazing. I mean, Lake Toba is so big, you don't really think of it as being a caldera at all. You can't really imagine it being the crater of a volcano. It just looks like a huge lake in the mountains. But this one, you actually can feel it, that it is a result of a volcanic eruption. And the scale of it, the human brain probably can't even comprehend it, to be honest. And there's a road that goes all the way around the edge, all the way around. And I don't know if I'm going to do that today or not. I thought maybe I would just ride all the way around and then go back to the village, but I guess it depends on the weather. But yeah, look at that. It's getting better. The sun is over there fighting to get through. But I definitely want to be back before the rains hit this afternoon. So I'll stay here until, 11 or 12, and then take me an hour to get back to the village. And that way I can beat the rain, at least I hope so. So from this point, you can go all the way down to the shore of the lake. There's the 44 curves, basically starts from right here, but you can also go off on a different road. There's right across from where I am, there's a gateway. We'll be riding through the gate, and then 5.5 kilometers down that road. It basically follows the edge of the crater, and then there's another lookout point over there. So I'm going to go there first, and then see what's going on. I never expected to be like cold and shivering, and now that the sun has come out, I kind of feel the warmth on the back of my neck. Feels nice. But come on, sun. Absolutely gorgeous. Huh. So, okay. I was wondering what this was or used to be. So yeah, this is part of a resort. Maninjau. What a relic, eh? I wonder if it's still open at all. I doubt it, but just for fun, let's ride down onto the grounds. Huh, look at this place. Looks like it makes me think of the Overlook Hotel from The Shining. Nuansa Maninjau Resort. Yeah, the doors are open. But it just has that abandoned feeling to it. It doesn't feel like it's open. Yeah, big place. A lot of different buildings. Yeah, it feels like its heyday is over. Its moment of glory is in the past. Yeah, it looks like we can go down even farther here. I mentioned the Overlook Hotel from The Shining because I just recently watched a reaction channel that I follow. Popcorn in Bed, I think it was them. The Canadian woman. She lives in the United States now, but She watches movies and TV shows on her channel and reacts to them. And she reacted to The Shining, Kubrick film. It just goes on and on. Looks like they have or had, maybe it's a swimming pool down there. Basketball court. Yeah, but it's glory days are definitely in the past. But man, really interesting looking place. So yeah, I decided to park the scooter for a second and go inside, and I think I can climb up to the roof and get a nice view of the lake. Who knows, maybe I can see a room as well. So yeah, I've gone inside and I have a copy of their room rates. I'll take a look at that in a minute. Wow, what a relic. I'm amazed it's still open. I guess it could be used by companies or organizations, you know, for conferences and things. A lot of space anyway, look at that. Look at these wooden tables. And kind of a staircase. Oh, restaurant, look at that. Interesting. Not the kind of place where you could just, oh, how do we go up to the roof? Hi. Is there a way to go up there?
Oh, yes. Here.
Oh, over there. Another stairway. Thank you. So I found the stairway that goes all the way up. Oh, okay, open bell. I was worried that the only view would be out these windows because they definitely could use a cleaning. But yeah, there's an outdoor balcony. Look at that. Lake Maninjau. Yeah, that's where I was, just down there. That's that little cafe, that little noodle shop that I was talking about. I was thinking they could expand their product line and entice someone like me to pop in and have a cup of coffee, even if it comes out of a little 3-in-1 envelope. But yeah, look at the size of this place. They don't seem to have much staff. I mean, they like the security offices, like the security booth at the front, it's completely empty. You know, there's nobody in there, and there's other like little security or information booths here, but yeah, there's nobody here at all. So I've got the room rates here. That's there they are there. Superior room, which is the cheapest, 880,000 rupiah. Deluxe for $1 million. It's a honeymoon suite cottage for 1.4 million. Superior cottage, 1.5 million. And then a deluxe cottage, 1.6 million. All right, that's it. Time to go off in search of this other lookout point. But yeah, I'm really glad I came in here. It's a fascinating place. Oh, there's the central chandelier, the round floor and roof. And I had trouble finding the stairs, mainly because they were actually blocked by this big pile of chairs. So I didn't think there was any entrance here. Yeah, Can you imagine the maintenance that's required to keep a place this big operational? Just need a lot of staff. All right, I'm back at the road, and there's the gate ahead of me. And this road, as I said, goes for like 5.5 kilometers to another lookout point. That's where I'm going to go first before going down to the edge of the water. Very cool that you can essentially ride along the edge of the crater, because that's where I am right now. I'm just, this road follows the edge of the crater. But I still end up with the feeling that so many businesses are abandoned. Maybe it's a holdover from the pandemic still. You see a lot of signs for restaurants, homestays, things like that, and they're just boarded up. This could be one of the best roads I've driven on in a very long time. I've got the view of the caldera off to my left. I mean, this road is heading to a viewpoint, but I think the road itself will just be one long viewpoint the whole way. You know, there's an ice cream parlor, closed, completely boarded up. I've just had that feeling for a very long time, like in Thailand and here. And here's some kind of a park. I think I saw this on Google Maps. Adventureland, I think it's called, or something like that in English. Maybe it's only open on the weekends, but as you can see, it's certainly not open right now. It'd be nice to go up in that tower. I was also reading about this lake that, just like Lake Toba, they have a lot of aquaculture, like fish farms. And in the article that I read, they mentioned something about how because of the fish farms, you can see some pollution here and there, you know, in the lake water. And so far, the higher I'm getting here, I'm getting nicer views of the surface of the water. Like, right here, for example. And then from here, I mean, the water looks full of algae, like full of something growing. It doesn't look like very clear water. Because there used to be a house here, or something here, but not anymore. And this road is in really good shape, recently paved. Not nearly as many potholes or rough patches as the main road to get here. A lot of garbage, so people are throwing big bags of garbage at the side of the road, forming mini garbage dumps. You can really smell them when you go by. I think the local dogs are happy about that. They just tear the garbage bags open, look for the food inside, all the scraps. Yeah, you can sort of you can go at a little bit of a faster pace on this road because the tarmac is so smooth. Strawberry farm. I saw that on Google Maps as well. Oh, here's Adventure Park. But I think that's also a place that's probably closed. And then if you had a big group of people, you'd probably have to call them ahead of time and arrange for it to be open, like a school group or something like that. What a road. This is amazing. Every kilometer I cover, I give myself another pat on the back for renting a scooter. This is making this entire experience worth it. And looking at this road again on a bicycle, forget about it. No way. No way at all. Wow. Viewpoint right there. Gonna have to turn around. Oh, man, oh man. This is another turn the scooter off viewpoint. So this is what I spotted from the road, and it looked like there was an edge here. And look at that. Wow. Oh. So many people there, so many houses and farms. I wasn't expecting it to be so populated, but there's quite a large flat area here, and there's all the fish farms that I was talking about. You can see them all lined up along the shore. Yeah, so I guess the lake is not very deep, 100 meters on average. If I remember right, Lake Toba is extremely deep, like in 500 meters or something like that. But it's a very, very deep lake. So this one, I don't know, just looking at the water and seeing the surface of it there, just looks like it's not that clear. Yeah, a lot of fish farms on the other side as well. And the mist is moving in. Hello.
Hello.
Oh, this is it already. This is the viewpoint that I wanted to get to. Puncak Lawang. Yeah. It says it has coffee and restaurant. Again, it's not open. Nothing is ever open everywhere I go. But I'll pop off here as well for another look around. And I'm passing more and more strawberry farms. I wonder if this is a strawberry season or not. So here is the setting. Has a similar view to where I just stopped, but it's a little bit more developed. They even got a bird's nest here, selfie station. But yeah, the same view of the villages down there. It's a much bigger settlement than I expected. And this is supposed to be the restaurant, coffee, but it's not open, of course. But we can walk down here, check out the viewpoint. Nice. Yeah, they put some effort into this place, Puncak Lawang. I mean, that looks like the prow of a boat. So I guess you can go out there and sit there if you're feeling brave. Yeah, it looks relatively new and safe enough. Looking out over the prow of the ship. And I guess it's sort of fitting because of the lake. I don't see any boats on the lake really, but there could be boats out there, I suppose. Amazing. And oh, I guess there's more. Okay, this whole area maybe is called Puncak Lawang, not just this one stop, as I see a sign up there on that hill. So maybe that's. I felt like I arrived here too early, and I'll bet you that's the main lookout point over there. So I'm going to continue on. Maybe one of these places is open for a wandering Canadian in need of a cup of coffee. So many viewpoints along this road. And I'm passing all these places. There was like a coconut shack back there, but of course it's closed. There's little stalls here that, who knows, they could even be making mie ayam bakso, but everything is closed. Little motorcycle food carts. Oh, kebab. Can you imagine getting a kebab? Closed. Satay. Closed. There's kind of a fancy restaurant, Ratu Cafe and Resto, but it also looks to be closed. Okay, this might be the official lookout point. There's even a gateway. Welcome to Puncak Lawang. So I think we have an entrance fee. Hello. How are you? Oh, this is okay, that's for me. 25.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dari mana?
Canada.
Canada.
Yeah. Canada. 25. There we go.
Thank you.
Thank you. So yeah, there was an entrance fee to come into here, 25,000 rupiah. But I don't know what that gets me. On the entrance there, they had a big sign with some much higher numbers, like 500,000 for video. I don't know, 800,000 for paragliding. $1 million for wedding photography. So I guess you could come up here to take your wedding pictures or take video for 500,000. I don't know. Maybe for 500,000 they make the video for you. I don't imagine they would charge me 500,000 for my GoPro. But yeah, I guess it's a little park and a viewpoint. We'll see. Okay. Well, I'm here. I don't know where I am, but wherever I am, here I am at Puncak Lawang. And like I said, I don't really know what you do here, you know, why you pay an entrance fee to come in. I guess it's, I saw some climbing things up there, like ladders and walkways between the trees, kind of a jungle walk. And so I guess, yeah, you have to park down there and then you go on foot from here. And they do have a little restaurant here that's maybe open. No. Oh, there is somebody there. So, like I said, these trips are always reconnaissance for me. I have no idea where I'm going or what's there when I get there. So you basically find out when you arrive. And all I'm really hoping for is a nice viewpoint. So, Douglas. Douglas. So yeah, one thing you can do here, I guess, is paragliding. In this flat, empty space around me is the takeoff spot for paragliding. Yeah, I guess you'd have to have a lot of confidence in what you're doing, because I don't think you run down a gradual slope. You basically run to the edge and leap. So here, I guess, you start over here. This is where you get organized, and then run this way. And then when you get to here, you launch. And that's where you go. So as I said, you better know what you're doing, because there's no turning back. And I guess they would land down there somewhere. And perhaps your ticket price, whatever it costs, would include transportation back. I guess all that would have to be arranged in advance, I guess, when you buy your ticket. But I don't see anybody set up here, like for paragliding. There's no like booth or anyone selling tickets. And over here is a selfie station or something. It does say ticket wahana, but nobody seems to be selling tickets. The theme for this area seems to be bird nests. The other selfie station had a bird nest like this, and swings. I wonder, how are you supposed to get up there onto that swing to pose for your selfie? That would be challenging. I guess to take a selfie, they probably provide a ladder or something for you to climb up there, or climb into the bird's nest. Yeah, this one as well, I guess. I guess that's how they make the place pay for itself. You probably have to pay a fee, and then they bring out the ladder and take a picture for you, you know, with your phone or something like that. Yeah, beautiful viewpoint though. And there is a sky tree. 1260 MDPL. I have no idea what that means. MDPL. Yeah, I really don't know. But yeah, that's quite a ways off the ground. Oh, zip line. Wondering what that was. I just popped inside this place, the Pines Resto. It's a coffee shop and restaurant and meeting area, but like everything else, it's closed. Even there, I couldn't get a cup of coffee. Story of my life, certainly the story of today so far. And this is the zip line. I guess they call it the Flying Fox. And it's 25,000 per game, which I assume means one zip down the zip line for 25,000. And they'll set you up with your harness and your helmet. Not sure where it ends. I guess it ends down there somewhere, down near those other trees. But I think if you wanted to do it, you're going to have to track down your own staff because there's nobody here. No one to help you out. Maybe that guy that went down was an employee testing the lines. I don't know. But yeah, that is the theme. Everything's closed. But the views never close, so those are always there. So I guess from here, it's time to conquer the 44 curves. And I don't know if I'm going to go all the way around the lake, but I'll probably head down into this area and then see what happens after that. So I'm leaving from the lookout point, Puncak Lawang. And now, as I said, it's time to do the 44 curves down to the water. I probably have 44 curves between here and the 44 curves, you know, just on this road. Well, I'm back at the main road, and as I said, this is the beginning of the famous 44 curves starting here. I think there might be a sign up ahead for the official start point. I think I saw something like that on Google Maps. Yeah, I think here it is. Right here, there's a sign. This is curve number 44. So I guess they count them from the lake going upwards. So technically that's number 1. We're just passing curves 31 and 30, starting from the bottom. They're the first numbers I've seen. I don't know if all the curves have been numbered up to this point and I just didn't see them. I don't know what curve this is, but it certainly gives a nice view of the lake down below with that village with all the fish farms that I saw from up above. Surprised the sky is so hazy. You know, it's perfectly clear now, blue skies, the sun shining down. And I thought with the rain last night, the wind, the air would be really clear. Curve 28. Oh, okay, it's kind of interesting. They're not really cheating. They're really, I think they're numbering the big curves, only the big ones, because every minor curve there seem to be a lot more curves than their numbering system. Just passed curve number 20. So to be honest, it is pretty impressive. I had the idea originally that they were going to count every curve, like every bend in the road, but they're really only counting the big ones, the actual switchbacks. So you feel like you're going through a lot of curves. They're all very tight ones, like this one here, number 19. It's a 180-degree turn. So it's kind of 44 180-degree turns. That's pretty impressive for such a short distance. Curve number 17. And 16, very close together. But again, each one is a complete hairpin turn. And 15, very tight. Not much room on those curves for a car and another vehicle, so you have to go wide to leave room for the vehicles, you know, the cars and trucks. Curve 12. Curve number 6. Funny, that van could be pretty tough to pass if you wanted to pass it. He goes slowly around the curves, but he really guns it. between the curves. So you think you're right behind him when he comes out of the curve and you think you're gonna pass him, and then he just floors it. He must be really wearing out that engine, I think, driving it that way. Curve number 4. Yeah, he really floors it. He's in a hurry. He's trying to get his tourists to their destination. I keep hearing sirens above me. Oh, there it is right there. Emergency ambulance. They wanted to pull over in case it needed to get past. That's a very quiet siren. It was so quiet I thought it was much farther away. So I'm right above that, or one of the towns anyway. A couple more curves to go. Morning. Well, clearly all of my worrying about the weather was overblown because, yeah, everything cleared up. Sun came out. Can't get nicer weather than this. I honestly thought it was going to be raining all day long. Curve number 2. There's one more curve left. As I said, they're really generous with their numbering because I'm going around a curve right now. You could count that one. Now I'm going kind of around another curve. And this here, you know, you could call it a curve if you wanted to. But they don't count any of those. They're only counting the 180-degree hairpin turns. There it is, the last one. And it's actually a 90-degree turn. And takes me right down into the town. There's a curve here at the bottom. You think they would count this one as number 1. Whoa. Well, it's more like a T intersection, I guess, than a curve. Yeah, I just said whoa because that guy on the scooter ahead of me just pulled right out in front of me with one of those no-look turns. He just pulled out onto the road without even looking. Hello. So I've made it all the way down to the bottom, and as you can see behind me, I'm at the shore of the lake. I stopped at this little spot here for a cup of coffee. It was just like one of those 3-in-1 packages of cappuccino. Mainly sugar, but hey, it was all right. And yeah, here's the lake, the Caldera Lake, Lake Maninjau. You can see some of the fish farms here spread out along. And there's someone doing some fishing, or a couple of guys, big fishing nets. Just pulling the whole thing in by hand. Yeah, I don't see any fish coming out of this guy's net yet. I guess if there are fish, it would be way down at the bottom. Yeah, all right. So let's hop on the scooter and go for a ride. So I've got my GoPro pointed ahead on the road to capture some of the scenery that I pass by. Of course, the lake is going to be on my right now. Beautiful road. My gosh, this is gorgeous. All this shady coverage from all the trees right over top of the road. It's beautiful. feel far away from the populated side, you know, where the 44 Curves road comes down. I'm just a short distance away from that area, and the population numbers have dropped. Just so remote now. Man, I need an opening. I need an opening in the trees. It's a little bit of an opening over here. I have to be very careful how far I ride my scooter. There's a cliff here. It goes straight down. You do not want to accidentally go a couple of feet forward. But everything here feels so natural, so untouched. I mean, untouched by, mass tourism. I mean, obviously it's not untouched from humans. Humans have clearly lived here for a very long time. But it still feels relatively untouched as far as the outside world of mass tourism is concerned. There's some more of these fish farms. Yeah, they go all around the lake, all around the edges. Stopping here for a quick photo opportunity. All right, maybe I'll put the 360 camera on. I'll make more work for myself because I'll have to reframe the video afterwards. But let's see what I can come up with. All right, it's a bit more challenging to mount the 360 camera than I was expecting, but it is mounted now. And unfortunately, the sun is starting to disappear a little bit. This 360 camera works the best when the light is really, really strong, bright sunshine. But we'll see. I'm so nervous about the weather. The sun disappears and instantly I start looking for thunderstorms and I start worrying. There's a section of the road, a bit of a mudslide happened here. Because that is an open question about road conditions. I'm just assuming that the road is going to be nice all the way around the lake, but I don't know that for sure. It could easily turn into a dirt, muddy, rough road. But man, hopefully there's still enough light for the 360 camera to capture some of the rice fields here. Stunning green color. Wow. Makes me think about movies, of course, things like King Kong. This feels like King Kong's island. You could really take this setting with the crater walls all around. And imagine that the steep walls of this crater are keeping all kinds of monstrous creatures trapped here. This could easily be a world that time forgot, where dinosaurs are still roaming. It really does feel like that down here. And this would be a wonderful ride on a bicycle. If you wanted to start a small business down at the base of 44 Curves, renting good bicycles that could make it around the entire lake. Still, I guess 30 kilometers or something like that. So the person renting your bike would have to be able to do 30 kilometers of riding. But it certainly would be a beautiful ride. And it's not hilly, it's staying relatively flat. I was just checking Google Maps to see whether I should keep going around or turn back. And I'm right at that spot where even if I turned around, it's almost just as long to go back as it is to continue all the way around. I'm not quite halfway, but I'm close to halfway, so I might as well complete the circuit since I've started it. Yeah, one thing I know I have to be careful of are muddy sections, because the mud is not that deep, but I know from experience it can get very slippery, and it's pretty easy to have the scooter like slide out from underneath you if you're not careful. So again, I'm trying to be very wary of my surroundings. I do not want to get careless way out here. Looking up at the crater walls, quite something. And there's a couple of spots directly ahead of me where it looks like they have had a landslide not that long ago. The entire rock is stripped bare. And again, I can't say enough how natural this feels. Non-touristy, if you know what I mean. It just feels like such a real place where real people are living real lives, and you get to ride around the whole thing on a scooter. It's pretty amazing. Yeah, no problem with the road at all. I thought it might get a bit rougher on this side, but not really. It's perfectly good, except for a couple of spots. Hello! Going over a stream where they built a bridge, and the bridge kind of fell apart. But those are the only rough sections. Yeah, speaking of landslides, this is probably the result of that part of the crater wall that's been stripped bare. And there's a stream going down here, big mudslide. I bet the road was closed for a while after that. Hello. Where they had to bring in some heavy equipment to clear that. Right up ahead, looks like there was another big mudslide, rock slide here. Yeah, another spot where a stream. You can see where all the water comes from to fill this lake. What a gorgeous setting. Looking ahead of me there, you can see more of the crater walls. Yeah, it's pretty clear that occasionally this road will be cut off, like whenever there's a big rock slide. So you can't know for sure that the road will be open. Who knows, there might be a section ahead of me that's completely blocked and I'll have to turn around, but we'll see. I stopped here, just another interesting viewpoint perspective on these fish farms. And you can see a lot of the algae and whatever else is growing in the water. It's probably the result of these fish farms the fish food and things like that that they put in the water. And right here, I'm not as far along as I thought I was. This is actually about halfway around the lake, right here. So I still have quite a ways to go, and I still have the ride back to the village. Just have to see if we can stay ahead of the rain clouds. I hear some monkey calls in the trees above me. Makes sense that there would be monkeys living here. It seems like it, assuming there's food for them, this would probably be a monkey paradise. Hello. Yeah, it looks like it's a full-time job keeping this road open. They have to constantly repair it where there are landslides. And even have some emergency vehicles up here. Fire department, perhaps. Wow. Yeah, another landslide. You can see the houses here that were destroyed. Hello. Big one. Hello. Wow. Both sides of the road, yeah, you can see all the damage that was done. This van under a tarp was destroyed as well. So I guess it was relatively recent. Luckily for me so far, the road is still clear and open.
Hello, bro.
Hello, how are you? Look at that up ahead, another major landslide. Wow. I guess the people here are used to it. This sort of thing happens a lot. Hello. Wow. Hello. Yeah, I'm feeling luckier and luckier that I've been able to go all the way around on this road so far. Any one of those landslides could have stopped me if it were a few days ago or weeks ago, whenever they happened. I pulled over to the side of the road here, more than halfway around the lake. There's a small community here and an opening in the trees, so I thought I'd capture a bit of the view of the fish farms, mosque up ahead there on the hillside. Yeah, it's really beautiful. For the last little while, I've still been going through the occasional landslide. There are just so many of them on this road. It's incredible. So this is that rice growing area, that flat area that I saw from up at the lookout point. Much more heavily populated, a lot more traffic, but still beautiful nonetheless. Bit of a construction thing. Where we got it? It was in there somewhere. Where did it go?
Thank you.
Aha. Okay.
Thank you, thank you.
You're welcome. Good job. So, some young guys there directing traffic safely through this rough patch. I remembered I happened to have some money in my pocket. Hello! That I could get to easily. Yeah, looks like they're rebuilding the bridge here. Hello! Hello! Yeah, it's beautiful down here. Well, I made it all the way around the lake. And I'm right back at the beginning of the 44 curves, except this time I have to go up rather than down. So it'll be a lot more challenging for my scooter. Hati hati, says the sign up ahead. Careful. So here it is. 90-degree turn for curve number 1. And 43 more 180-degree turns to go. A lot more smaller curves in between. So I'm only part way up the curves. I'm not sure. Oh, 36. I'm at curve 36. Another, not so many to go. Eight more curves to go. I'm almost up at the top. I just stopped here at this little restaurant for something to eat. And this is, I can't really see the place from here, but That is the view. All these restaurants, there's a whole bunch of them on the way up the curves. Luckily, these ones are open, and each one gives you a really nice view of the lake. Funny thing is that the chorus of Thailand was angle grinders, the sound of angle grinders. Here in Indonesia, in Sumatra, it's not really angle grinders, it's weed whackers. But down there you hear a guy with a gas-powered motor driving a weed whacker. You hear that all over the place. So yeah, that's the chorus of Sumatra. Yeah, there's nothing special about lunch here. I just ordered some rice, like nasi goreng, and some noodles, mie rebus, and some tea. There's my tea. And I suppose I'll show you my noodles and rice when they arrive, but it's not going to be anything special, just a very simple lunch. So life goes on. The weed whacker has quieted down for a minute, and here I have my lunch. Noodles, mie rebus. So it's kind of funny. You get so many of these restaurants everywhere, but then they serve you instant noodles, which you could get. I mean, I could make these I have these instant noodles back in my room at the village. You know, you just need a kettle, and so yeah, it's kind of interesting. And nasi goreng, and I have the latest video from Itchy Boots, where she's having her bicycle, or I can't think straight. She's having her motorcycle rebuilt in Abidjan. So, time to dive into my lunch while enjoying this view. I am finally on the home stretch. I stopped off at the Toko Budiman for some milk and chocolate ice cream. And now I'm on the last little road heading up to the village. Certainly a lot easier doing this road on a scooter than a bicycle, that's for sure. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. I think overall it would have been a better trip, I think, going there on one day, spending a couple of nights, and then coming back, and on one of those days, you know, then doing the loop around the whole lake, instead of driving there, driving around the lake, and then driving all the way back again in one day. But still really enjoyed this. It was a great day. Got really lucky with the weather. Gorgeous scenery at the lake, much more beautiful than I expected, much more dramatic. As I said when I got there, it struck me as much more dramatic than I thought it was going to be. But here on the road, heading back up to the village, at the top of this little hill, you can probably see a little bit of Mount Merapi, most of it covered by cloud, but just ahead is my home for the night. So I think right here I'm going to call an end to this video, an end to the day's small adventure. And as always, well, I'll see you in the next video. I don't think I'm going to go anywhere tomorrow. I think tomorrow I'll take a day off just to edit the video from today, relax, and plan for the next day. I may head over to Payakumbuh so that I could go to the Harau Valley. We'll see. I'll keep an eye on the weather and find out if it's a good plan or not to do that. But whatever I end up doing, I will see you in that video. Thanks for coming along today and keeping me company.